Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our F1 2021 My Driver Career Mode. Hope you're all having a great day. Today we have the Season 2 finale coming your way at Abu Dhabi. Very excited for this one here. Not a track I personally have always had success at and enjoyed racing at, but nonetheless excited to determine a Constructors champion here today, which is currently looking like it is going to be a Red Bull Racing Constructors title. We've already had the Drivers' Championship decided. Max Verstappen is your Season 2 champion here in our My Driver series. Red Bull has a 39-point gap over Mercedes, so Mercedes is hoping that they can have like a 1-2, and Red Bull has some type of trouble where both of the drivers finish outside of the points. That's really the only way that Mercedes could realistically win this Constructors Championship, so it doesn't look likely here. As we come through into practicing, we were okay. We were a little bit off the goals in terms of the qualifying pace and whatnot, but in the race strategy, I was putting up pretty decent times. It certainly wasn't great. We're coming off of a stretch of really good races. We've had such an up and down season, a lot of terrible luck in the last half of the season, but we turned it around, of course, in Mexico, where we got our first ever win in Formula One, as well as the first podium. Then we went to Brazil, had a no-stop race at a top 10. Then we went to Australia in the last episode and had a very strong effort as well, and we hope to continue that to end the season here in Abu Dhabi on a high note. Now, this was the qualifying program right here. You can see I was 4 or 5 tenths of a second nearly off of the goal, and I actually retired from practice one, finished up the session there. We were down in 14th place, and then I would actually go and find a new setup for this car because I knew this wasn't going to cut it here for the GP here to end out the season. So I went and got a new setup and was hopeful that that would really help us here in free practice 2, and I can confirm it did help us a little bit here now. As you can see, the results would actually change into free practice 2 right here. We gained about 4 tenths of a second compared to our free practice 1 time. So there was time gained at least, and now we jump through into the final qualifying session of the season. We have not made Q3 yet at all since we've been driving for Aston Martin, and now we have only one more shot to do that. So hopefully we can do that here today in Abu Dhabi. Going to be unlikely. Now, one thing real quick as well while we show qualifying that I'm very confident about going into Season 3 is we have done a tremendous job adapting the parts that are changing with the regulation changes going into next season, that I think we are going to probably gain quite a bit of ground. I don't think we're going to really gain positions above Ferrari or Mercedes or Red Bull or McLaren, of course, but I think we're going to be a lot closer next season and have a legitimate shot to be making Q3, contending for podiums here and there, and hopefully by the end of Season 3 we'll be a legitimate podium threat. We have confirmed we are sticking with Aston Martin for a second season. At the end of Q1 we would end up P14, so we did advance into Q2 a couple tenths off of our teammate of Sebastian Vettel. I should also mention while we're at it that after today's episode there will be a little bit of a break. When I say a little bit of a break, I'm talking 4 or 5, 6 days or so between this ending of the season and the start of next season. That is for to allow me to prepare the next season with mods and whatnot. You're going to see a new livery for some teams. You're going to see a completely new team potentially here, so stay tuned on that. So excited to bring that to you guys as well, so stay tuned on that. I'll be preparing that. And of course, by the end of next week, we should be ready to start Season 3, where we have new tracks as well coming your way here. But we made a lap in Q2 right at the end of the session. It was a one shot and done for me, and we've been P14 a lot this season, and that's exactly what would happen again here in Abu Dhabi. We qualified in 14th place here for the final race of the season. Our teammate Sebastian Vettel there, a full second just about better than us there in P12. So for the final GP of the season, we will line up on the grid in 14th place as we're going to sit it to the grid with Crofty and Davison for one final time.
So here we are, ready to go racing for one final time this year. Another season of victories, controversies and rivalries lies in our wake. And just one challenge remains here in the United Arab Emirates on a circuit that made its spectacular debut back in 2009. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the Yas Marina circuit, just over 3.4 miles long with 21 corners and 2 very long back straights. There are 2 DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both turn 8 and turn 11 and offer plenty of potential for overtaking. The circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners as well, in particular 15, 16 and 17, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. Joining me for the Grand Prix once again is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we kick off by discussing Max Verstappen? What a season they've had. A well-deserved championship victory, and the pressure now surely off with the title already in the bag.
It really is well-deserved. I wouldn't say it's been a faultless title challenge, but certainly one that has been consistent and well managed. Here's hoping they let off a bit of steam today and give us an exciting race.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo, and Gasly, Russell, Verstappen. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Perez and Sebastian Vettel. The rookie, Giovinazzi, Yuki Tsunoda, and Mick Schumacher. Joe, Sainz, they've taken a grid penalty. Nicholas Latifi and Lance Stroll. Ocon and Callum Island. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Grid penalties have been quite a popular thing over the last few GPs, and once again we move up from 14th into 11th place for the start of the Abu Dhabi GP, the final race of the season set to get underway. Max Verstappen already won the title, 39 points. Red Bull is ahead of Mercedes in the Constructors. If they just have a decent day, Red Bull will win both Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship. But Verstappen and Perez, it's up to them two here as we get ready to go to the grid. Mercedes 1-2 exactly what they want. Perez and Verstappen down in 9th and 8th place for the start of this GP. A lot more vulnerable here for the start of this GP to put themselves into some trouble here. Myself and Vettel starting on the medium tires. We're surrounded by drivers on the soft compound tires. It's 5 red lights. It's going to be lights out and we are underway here for the Abu Dhabi GP. You see Hamilton, Bottas side by side as they go down into turn 1. Who's going to come out in front of that battle there? It looks like it's going to be Lewis Hamilton there in front of Valtteri. Now you got the Ferrari, you got the AlphaTauri BMW, and then the two McLarens of Norris and Ricciardo there just behind. Now as you can see, Verstappen making moves already, in Perez as well. They are on it trying to get themselves forward here. Now as you see me launch to the inside there of the Castrol Haas now as we head through this little chicane towards this very slow hairpin here now, as it feels just about as slow as the Monaco hairpin at times now, as you would get now down this long straightaway, heavy power, full speed ahead now. As you can see, the Red Bull is already making up a good chunk of ground there. As you see Hamilton out in front of Valtteri Bottas there now, as you got the AlphaTauri BMW of Gasly side by side with Verstappen there into the left-hander now. As you look behind though, you can see I was actually under attack there from Perez, but he actually picked up a little bit of damage. I think he got it off of my car actually, so he picks up some front wing damage, and that could bring him to the pit lane at the end of this first and opening lap. So already a bit of a hiccup there for Red Bull. That's not going to be, race destroying for them, so it's not a huge deal there. As you see now, Vettel and Perez side by side where they're scrapping it out. There's more contact, and I see more front wing go flying there from the Red Bull there of Perez now. So Vettel and myself, I think, have both made contact with Perez on this opening lap, and he is going to have quite a significant amount of front wing damage, and he's definitely going to have to pit at the end of this lap. But you can see the AlphaTauri BMW as well, the sister team to that Red Bull BMW of Gasly. Looks like he's got some wing damage as well, so he might actually have to come into the pit lane here as he rounds the penultimate corner. You can see that end plate on the right side missing. He's going to bring it into the pit lane. Perez as well is going to come into the pit lane now, as we're going to end this first lap just behind my teammate of Sebastian Vettel. I didn't know if I had the pace, of course, to beat Vettel. Actually, I should say I ended just in front of Vettel. I was able to pass him when he was stuck battling with Sergio Perez. Here's now make a lunge up the inside of Giovinazzi, and we're going to make a pass there on the Williams driver, and up into 8th place we go here after one complete lap there. A bit of a moment of oversteer right there, and that puts me under attack again from Giovinazzi here as we head down into the chicane, but we're going to be able to maintain position here. And now Vettel's going to actually attack Giovinazzi into this hairpin, and that's going to allow him to move up into the 9th spot. So we go 8th and 9th, and I realized pretty quick I didn't quite have the speed that Sebastian did, at least in this first run of the day. So now here down this DRS straight away on lap 3, I don't even try to cover Sebastian off. I didn't even put on overtake mode. I just said go and take the position. You're faster than myself. So now I would just stay within DRS range of Sebastian and pretty much allow him to drag me along and try to run down George Russell in the Alpine. But once Sebastian got DRS from the Alpine, he would actually get out of DRS range from me for a brief amount of time. So that was going to be an issue, but obviously he's going to have to fight George, and that will bring me back a little bit into the DRS range and get me back into the mix. So I wasn't really concerned here now, as we were as well looking at some of the front runners getting ready to pit here at the end of lap 7. Lewis Hamilton comes in from the lead. So far, so good for Mercedes. 1-2. They're doing everything they can. They're doing everything right so far. They just need to hope that Red Bull has a disastrous GP. And Perez so far not in the points, but Verstappen could get enough points himself to still lock up that title for Red Bull here. So we get in front of Hamilton as well as the McLaren for the time being. Obviously, that would change. And then at the end of lap 10, we cut to now Valtteri Bottas comes into the pit lane, so quite a few laps later than his teammate of Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen has yet to make his pit stop. He's still on the track and actually out in front on the medium compound. As you see, Ricciardo in for his stop as well. Here comes Lewis Hamilton. He is going to come out quite significantly in front of his teammate of Valtteri Bottas there. As you see, Bottas just now heading out of that little tunnel area there, as now Hamilton was within a second of myself already, so it was just a matter of time, and I was planning to let him go on this straightaway right here coming up if he got close enough. That was, and he did get quite close enough on the first attempt, but right here, the second DRS straightaway, I let Hamilton have the position. He is lights out fast here today, or tonight, in Abu Dhabi in this season finale here. Well, he put that performance up in real life. 2 races to go IRL with Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi. Will be very interesting to see if Hamilton can close that 8-point gap and win his 8th Drivers' Championship. There's Vettel now comes into the pit lane here at the end of lap 11. Bottas now getting to my gearbox, and I was planning to come in this time by to put on another set of medium tires, and then we're going to do one final stop, probably a lot less laps on the second set of medium tires we will be doing, and then we'll put on that soft tire and go to the end of this GP. So now to the conclusion of lap 12, we head down into the pit lane here, making sure we don't speed or anything there. Now, as I went a little bit wide there for a moment, got a little nervous there as we do get down to the pit speed here, and we're going to come in for that medium compound tire. Verstappen had made his pit stop as well. He was in 4th on the soft tire, so he will have to end this GP on the medium compound here. You can see quite different strategies. This is what I like about 2-stop races, is you see different strategies finally. So there's not a whole lot of them nowadays in Formula 1, so it's really a nice refresher when we have 2-stop races now. As you see, Vettel is going to come out quite a bit in front of us, and Antonio Giovinazzi on the medium compound as well is going to get out in front of me. So the undercut works very well for him, but I was confident I'd be able to quite easily make the pass here on Antonio here, the Italian, as we would very quickly use the DRS and overtake mode on the ERS to be able to get myself in front of him, or side by side down towards the chicane, but we're going to be able to pull off the pass anyways there and move up into 7th place, by the way. Now is Lewis Hamilton, though, on the now 15th lap, would actually come in for a second pit stop. Not sure exactly what that was about, but that would put myself and Vettel in front of him. So we're now 4th and 5th place there, as I got my first warning. I think that was the first one of the night, therefore exceeding track limits. Now to 10 laps to go. That's all that's left in a very calm Abu Dhabi GP so far. You see the running order. 3rd place is Sebastian Vettel right now. 4th myself, Verstappen down to 5th. He had just made his final pit stop of the night here, as he is now back on the medium compound tire. Giovinazzi in 6th, having a great run for the Williams here. Leclerc in 7th, Perez in 8th. So right now, Red Bull looking comfortable here on the Constructors title, especially with Lewis Hamilton having to make a weird pit stop there down in 10th place. As you can see, Perez just now into the pit lane, so that's going to be his final stop. So where can he place that Red Bull in? Just 10 laps is all he's going to have to be able to get back up into the points, and right now he's still actually in the points. So Stroll coming into the pit lane there in the Castrol Haas. Perez now down to 11th place. Gasly there trying to rebound in 15th place as he picked up wing damage on lap 1 and had to make a pit stop. Yuki Tsunoda there trailing him. Now Sainz all the way down in 17th place, had some form of trouble. Latifi, Russell, and Guan Yu Zhou round out the grid. So currently no DNFs here today in Abu Dhabi so far. It would be cool to end the season without a single DNF. Verstappen now got to my gearbox, made a move up the inside. Vettel now was lights out compared to me. I had nothing for him. He was nearly 7 seconds ahead, now was 7 seconds ahead. And now, as we came through to lap 20, I decided to actually pit before my teammate of Sebastian Vettel instead of the other way around this time. So we're going to come in for our final pit stop, not only of the night, but our final pit stop of the season here, as we're going to put on the soft compound tire, and everybody else is going to be on the medium compound. So we're going to have the freshest and fastest compound of tire on track right now. So this is a big advantage. Sebastian Vettel will be in the same situation here in just a couple laps time now, as Hamilton is up into P6. Ricciardo was just coming out of the pit lane, so he's actually on the soft tire as well. So he's got an opportunity to attack here as you would get back on the track. And even after the pit stop, we're still 7th place. We're having a great night here in Abu Dhabi now, and so is our teammate of Sebastian Vettel, who's going to be even better than us now on to lap 21, though you can see there is a caution just up in front of us here towards this final sector, and it appears to be Max Verstappen, the Drivers' World Champion, the Constructors' Championship on the line. Perez still in 9th, so it might not be the end of the world, but he has a tire puncture. That's why he's going so slow around the track. There you see him right in the racing line. That is certainly dangerous now, and there's a bunch of cars coming up behind us onto Verstappen, including Giovinazzi and his teammate of Perez. They're going to pile into the back of Verstappen now as Perez loses his wing. Verstappen has a puncture. They're both going to be out of the points. They both have to come to the pit lane. The safety car has come out in Abu Dhabi on lap 22 of 28. It's been a disastrous, all of a sudden, just moment for Red Bull BMW here. 39 points buffer they have in the constructors. Perez, Verstappen into the pit lane. Verstappen has to do a stop and go penalty right there as well before they can serve the car, and he puts on a new set of tires, but they are now 20th and 15th place as the safety car was out. As we look through the order right now, Bottas, Ricardo, Leclerc, your top 3, Hamilton 4th, Vettel and myself 5th, 6th. Ricardo has fresher tires than Bottas on the soft compound. Vettel and myself have the soft compound tire ready to attack Lewis and Charles Leclerc. We don't have the same speed as they do, but that soft compound tire should keep us close enough here to stay within DRS range, and we will only have DRS for 1 lap because they have to go 2 laps under the safety car before we can have DRS enabled, and we would be back underway. There you see Nicholas Latifi getting out of the way. He had blue flags. He was already a lap down, and everybody trying to get around him here. I'm able to get by no problems, Ocon as well, but Lando Norris on back really gets caught up there behind Latifi, the Canadian right there. Look at Schumacher, nearly drove right into the back of the gearbox of him. Gasly's going to get around, he's back into the top 10, but Perez down in 15th, Verstappen in dead last place. And now Mercedes right now, Bottas P1, Hamilton 4th place. Currently, Mercedes is at 37 points on the night, which puts them 2 points below Red Bull in these closing laps. Now to 2 laps to go in the GP. If Hamilton can get up into 3rd place over Charles Leclerc, he gains an extra 3 points. That would put Mercedes 1 point ahead of Red Bull on the final moments of this race to win the Constructors' Championship, but they're back against the wall to the final lap of the Abu Dhabi GP. Bottas leading the way well over Ricardo, but you can see myself, Vettel are going to be within DRS range of Lewis Hamilton, but Hamilton's going to have DRS as well to make a pass on Leclerc for that 3rd position, and the only way Mercedes wins this Constructors title is if he passes Charles Leclerc on this final lap, and that would win the title by 1 single point for Mercedes. At this point, Red Bull will not finish in the points. Perez too far back, as well as Max Verstappen now to the DRS straightaway, the very long straightaway. It's not really about this one, it's about the next one. That's really when the passes are going to potentially happen, and you can see that I'm just barely within range here to use this DRS. Hamilton makes a move to the right-hand side of Charles Leclerc as they're going to go side by side into the chicane, and it's going to come down to the final moments there. Hamilton into 3rd. Right now, 1 point ahead is Mercedes in the Constructors' battle there over Red Bull. He is clear of Charles Leclerc now, but Vettel and Leclerc are going to both attack Hamilton. They're going to go 3 wide into the chicane as we head towards this final sector, and Hamilton drops down into 5th place now, as I'm even going to be able to attack Hamilton here now, as I'm going to go to the left-hand side of him here as he goes from 3rd. 1 point Mercedes was ahead of Red Bull a few moments ago, and now he goes all the way down to 6th place. Instead of 15 points, he's only sitting at 8 points there. Vettel makes some contact actually with Charles Leclerc, picked up a little bit of front wing damage there. In the moment of that happening, Bottas leads the way through the final turn. He will win the season finale in Abu Dhabi, as Ricardo will have an incredible night here in 2nd place, and it's Charles Leclerc who will round out the podium. Vettel and myself 4th and 5th, right to the gearbox of Vettel here. Gonna try and get the power down early, sideways out of the final corner. We save it, we cross the line to finish 5th place, and Hamilton ends up P6, and he gives up the 1 point advantage Mercedes had in the final moments of the Abu Dhabi GP and surrenders the Constructors' World title to Red Bull Racing BMW, as we have a podium celebration to head to.
That's it then. They've taken the win here as we wrap up another fantastic Formula One season. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
What a crazy ending to this season. The Constructors title across 20 GPs came down to the final sector. Unbelievable. Lewis Hamilton made a pass on Leclerc to go up into third place. Was 1 point ahead, Mercedes was, in the Constructors' title. Hamilton falls down to 6 as he went under attack from DRS and loses it for Mercedes there. 5 points ends up being the difference between Red Bull and Mercedes. So Red Bull wins the Drivers' Championship with Verstappen, and they win the Constructors. Now, for some reason, there was never a celebration scene for Verstappen, even when he won a few GPs ago for the title, which was weird. But nonetheless, what a finish to the second season of the My Driver career mode. We end up just 13 points ahead of our teammate Sebastian Vettel. Both of us were very even this season, so I'm very excited to see what we have next season here. It'll be interesting to see if we have any roster changes as well, so stay tuned for that in the next episode when we head into the start of Season 3, as well as we have 3 new GPs on the calendar. We're going to have Imola, we're going to have Portimao, as well as Saudi Arabia or Jeddah, so excited to have 3 new circuits to join this schedule as well. As always, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time of your day to watch this one, as well as any other episodes on the channel. I really do appreciate you guys' support and hope you've really enjoyed the series. We're going to take a small break and we'll be back in about 4 or 5, 6 days or so, hopefully, for the start of Season 3. Thank you, of course, to the members as well. You'll be at the end of the episode, but that's it for Season 2. What a season it was. We got our first GP win in Mexico with a lot of luck on our side. We had a lot of bad luck as well with a bunch of DNFs throughout the season, but at the end of the day, what a season it was. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy your night, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.